Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel for another LEGO build. Today is, this is one of my favorite sets so far of 2024. This is obviously part of the Chinese New Year and the Spring Festival. Not New Year, the Year of the Dragon, I'm sorry. This is set number 80112, the Auspicious Dragon. It retails for $90 and has 1,171 pieces, and it is beautiful. I've had this in my backlog, I'm not even kidding you, probably 4 months now. I went to my local Barnes & Nobles 4 months ago, and they had one, and I'm like, alright, if they have it next time, I'll get it next time. So I went back the next day, obviously. They had this one left, and I bought it. And it's been in my stockpile for a while because I don't have a home for it, despite it being beautiful. However, I'm recording this right before the August 1st release date, so I'm going to have to push this video pretty far ahead of the others. So if you see anything in my LEGO room during this presentation that hasn't been shown on the channel yet, ignore it and act surprised in a month. So basically, the Source Dragon of Motion, I believe it's called, from Ninjago, is going to be the largest LEGO dragon ever made. It comes out in a couple days as of recording this, and I want to put together a dragon display. It is something that I've always dreamed of having, like every LEGO dragon, and just kind of showing everything off, and I think that would be awesome. Now, this is going to be a little bit difficult in terms of size, because that dragon is ginormous, so Dune is going to lose its home. It already lost its home, actually. Fun fact. There's another thing where Dune used to be. Dune has moved to the top. Helldivers 2 display moved as well, so I'm going to try and put this like in the background and then just put a couple dragons in front of it. I have a ton, however, I'm definitely going to have to pick and choose like my favorite one and some stuff like that, so we'll try and work it out, but I do want to have a dragon display. Now, something like the Skeleton Dragon, which I actually have to rebuild on this channel, can go with its respective set if I have a big enough spot for it. Same thing with my favorite dragon ever, the Morrow Dragon, both from Ninjago. But I don't want to ramble on too long about all of the dragons of the LEGO world, but it is definitely one of my favorite parts of the hobby is dragons. Absolutely, 100%. And now the House of the Dragon, and I'm playing Elden Ring, and dragons are in a hot commodity in my life right now, and it's about darn time. So we're going to build the Auspicious Dragon today. The box art is beautiful. The actual display is fantastic. It stands 10 inches high and just under 14 inches long. So definitely a pretty sizable set. And like I said, it is amazing. It looks awesome. I haven't seen it in person yet, but just like the box and the pictures, it is by far and away one of my favorite sets of the year. So I'm excited to do so. I don't know when I'm going to shoehorn this video in, but I don't know. I'll have to wait a couple days for the August 1st wave because I work and I don't really feel like driving an hour and a half to my local LEGO store and then coming back before work. It's just, it's tough timing, you know? I'd be late for work for a LEGO. I've done it before. I just don't feel like doing it today or in a couple days. So thank you guys so much for joining me for another build. I'm recording this at like midnight, so God bless my poor neighbors that have to put up with this, but it's an exciting time. Also, very excitingly enough, if you love the minifigure displays behind me, I would show them off, but it's midnight. I'm not that awake for that. You can get any of the minifigure displays that you've seen on my channel, either here on Instagram, Ninjago, Star Wars, Disney, Marvel, with plenty others that I don't have just yet. You can get 10% off using my creator code on Etsy. I'll have a link to the shop below if you're interested in gearing up for the rest of your LEGO collecting. Now let's get started on the build, folks. here's the final build. It is beautiful. I absolutely love this set. It's extremely detailed. You can pose it relatively well depending on what you want to do. Obviously with like the head being the obvious point there. You can open the mouth a little bit too if you want it that way. It all depends. I have all of these kind of facing up. You can obviously move them out depending on what pattern you want to go with. For the bottom, we have these beautiful crashing waves around its nameplate and these beautiful cloud mechanics coming off of it between orange and yellow. Fantastic looking. The scales on the outside use these printed pieces combined with some of these little slopes and a lot of tan, obviously, some larger pieces into some 1x1s just to give that really nice ridged feel, but the overlapping effect is definitely pretty awesome. I've seen some cool mocks of this where people use like 1x1 tiles and do the entire thing, which looks absolutely fantastic. The tail uses these three almost scythe-like sword elements. You can kind of pattern them whichever way you want. And of course, up front, it is holding the traditional blue crystal. It is beautiful. I absolutely love this thing. The eyes, I thought they were a little wonky at first, but I actually really do like them. Once you kind of get like the face positioned well and everything, I think it looks great. Like I said, you can open or close the mouth depending on the display you're going for. For the front, this overlapping tiles in front look absolutely fantastic, and the articulation for the walls, for the legs and everything, you can move it up and down. Beautiful. For the background, obviously it is going to be pretty much the exact same style, a lot of the overlapping tiles, and of course tons of gold and this off blue. Little cheese slopes in that cheese coloration as well, which makes it definitely a beautiful color combination. But the spikes run all the way up and down. Of course, you have some of these 1x3 tile pieces with the teeth going around the outside too, in conjunction with the actual 1x1 tiles and fangs and these cheese slopes. They're all connected using some 1x2 pieces, either rounded off or the traditional rectangles. Wonderful design. I absolutely just really like this set. It is something different. I typically go for like the Ninjago dragons. This is my first of this style, and I really like it. I like that it has like the little cultural nameplate and everything for it, and the little clouds in the wind, and the breaking waves and everything on the bottom looks awesome. This is definitely a really cool display piece. Obviously, this is not a playset. This is designed as a display piece. You can take off the actual legs just by sliding them off of a Technic pin, so you could play with it. However, it is definitely not really meant to be a playset. This is much more of a display piece. So while you could take it off and display it without the base, I definitely think it adds a lot of depth to it. And the designs and coloration are just beautiful. The amount of different colors on this are fantastic. And the name piece and all of these tile pieces are printed, so there's no stickers involved either, which is definitely pretty nice. But just the sheer amount of detail present on every inch of this set is awesome. Like, I love the look of the actual spikes, combined with leaf patterns and stuff to give scale effects and some depth. I think it looks awesome. Now comes the important part of rehoming something so that we can have a dragon display, and of course we're doing this while watching House of the Dragon, so let's take a look at where this display is going to start. Alright, well here's part one of the dragon shelf. Obviously we have the brand new Auspicious dragon in front. Thankfully it is skinny enough that eventually it is going to go into the background. And right over here we have the first I guess standalone dragon, aside from this guy, like display piece, which is the ultimate dragon from Ninjago. That is the set that actually got me back into Legos a couple years ago. I'm holding you up pretty high on a stabilizer, so sorry if it is a little bit shaky. I'm holding it very high up above my head. These are at like 96 inches up or so. So it is a little bit wobbly, and I have an Ninjago set ready to go. Very much smaller dragon, but for now, I just wanted to kind of sit up there, get it out from my storage area under my desk for a little bit, just to get it ready to build here soon. But that's just going to do it for this build, guys. Thank you so much, and I hope you enjoyed this beautiful set. That, again, is the Auspicious Dragon, part of the Chinese Year of the Dragon, and it is the Spring Festival set, and it's just beautiful with amazing box art, and it is just fantastic in every single way. Down below, we do have the ongoing Disney shelf, and, some messes, and the big Star Wars sets up above, but I think the dragon display is going to be pretty cool, and I can't wait to build the Source Dragon of Motion. I'm very excited for that. So thank you guys so much for joining me. Like, comment, and subscribe if you can. Helps the channel a lot. And follow me on Instagram as well if you want a little bit of a sneak peek into fun projects like this. And I'll see you next time. Happy building, everybody.